And the one and only, the Big Diesel, the Big Shamrock, the Big Cactus, the Big AARP,
That's what he is.
officially retired. And if you don't know who that is, you've been living under a rock, because that is the one and only Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
The one and only, I should say, once again, because he was a phenomenal player, and I don't. 4 NBA championships pretty much says it all too. 3 of them with one of the best players we've seen in Kobe Bryant.
Uh-huh.
And, arguably one of the greatest centers to ever play the game.
Uh-huh.
And
Where'd you put... Do you want to do that? Do you want to do one of those stupid lists that everybody does?
Sure,
Your
why
greatest
not?
centers of all time? Hey, give me some paper.
all right, bro.
Fuck's the pen. The pen.
I think you put it over there.
There it is. I got a pen. Okay. Greatest centers of all time. And then we'll talk all about Shaq and his nonsense that he did yesterday. Greatest centers.
Well, it's just that,
Give me one.
the
Give me
great center, Bill Russell.
Bill Russell. I have him on the top of my list. You know why? Because he has 11 rings. He was pretty good. I can't remember seeing him play.
Kareem
I can barely
Abdul-Jabbar.
remember seeing Shaq play.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem.
The all-time leading scorer. Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
He scored 50 points a game once,
Mhm.
and like 25. He averaged 21 rebounds a game for his career.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gotten 21 rebounds in my entire life. And like seriously.
Yeah, in the WKBL
In
or just
the
in
WK.
general.
WKBL.
All
In
right.
the history of the WKBL, which is a short one, and technically it just there is no history. It starts today. But I've never gotten 21 rebounds.
Yeah.
Ever. I probably only have about 12 rebounds my entire career.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a rebounder. I'm tall, but I'm not a rebounder.
Akeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem. Sure. I don't know. Okay, and then we'll put Shaq. So those are our 1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5. Do you have a 6?
I'm
Another
trying
guy?
to think. I don't know.
Dwight Howard? No. He's not one of the greatest
That's
of all
funny.
time.
That's a good one.
Shaq didn't have a jump shot. Dwight Howard doesn't have a jump shot.
Yeah, but
Dwight Howard will be on this list as soon as he starts playing for the Lakers.
yeah. I'm trying. Karl Malone's a power forward, I believe.
Yeah.
So
We'll just leave it to this. We'll
seems
leave it at
good.
this.
That's a big list.
Okay, so give me a number for Bill.
Bill's got to be number 1.
I'll put him 1. Kareem.
It's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go 2.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
I would actually put Wilt 2.
Hmm.
Mine are over here, yours are over here. So Kareem,
2.
I'm gonna put Kareem 3 because Wilt is my 2.
I'll
Hakeem?
go Wilt with Akeem. I'm gonna go 5.
5, me too. And then Shaq, you have
4.
4, and I have 4. Okay. So I, personally, this is just me, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq, and Hakeem Olajuwon. And you have Bill Russell, Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. I mean, Shaq, you think about how dominant he was. And remember when Patrick Ewing is a name. Does Patrick Ewing deserve to be on this list over... Not over... Hakeem had 2 rings, so you can't put...
And Ewing didn't get any.
Ewing didn't get any. He was awesome, though.
Yeah, he didn't. He played with some really okay, New York Knicks
He
teams.
never had any talent around him.
He was basically the older kind of version of the Chicago Bulls, I guess you could say.
Right. Spectacular.
Only he wasn't a point guard.
Right, he was spectacular. They could never put the talent around him, and I don't get why you weren't able to put talent around a superstar in New York. In New York, where
Maybe it was
the
a money
Knicks
issue, I
always
don't know.
the Knicks always have the money,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like
You never know though.
in a big market, why you can't get the talent would be surprising to me. Unless they had Isaiah Thomas running the team. Then I kind
All
of
right,
get it.
let's start pulling punches at Isaiah. Oh, that's fine though.
I like Isaiah Thomas, except
yeah.
for it's like Michael Jordan. He's the worst owner, GM, president.
And he's kind of an asshole.
He's horrible. Michael Jordan is terrible as
He
an
is.
executive. The greatest player of all time. You
But
can't really argue against
executive-wise,
that.
I mean,
He's the worst executive in the
Yeah.
NBA right now. He's Al Davis, except without the creepy factor.
yeah.
He's not as creepy as Al Davis.
That's
but
a
he's
pretty
just
good
as
comparison,
bad.
yeah.
I mean, you traded away all their good players when they
Mhm.
made the They made the playoffs. All right, they made the playoffs. All right, we're gonna get rid of all the good ones.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't even know where I'm going anymore. Okay, yeah, that started with Patrick Ewing. Shaq was phenomenal. He came into an era when Hakeem were there, when Ewing was there, MJ was in the league,
Yeah.
and he was never able to get to the finals as an Orlando Magic, as a member of the Orlando Magic, because saying you were a singular thing a member of a singular thing just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But he was fantastic, and you think about how dominant he was, and similar to Dwight Howard, no jump shot. No jump shot. He had the dunk. That's it. He just dunked all the time. Missed a whole bunch of free throws, but he made enough dunks to be, what, fourth or fifth on the all-time scoring list?
So.
Spectacular. And then when he gets to the Lakers, him and Kobe were unbelievable. Kobe was
one of the best 1-2 punchers, maybe even the best 1-2 punch we've seen in the NBA. That could be a good argument.
Yeah. That's probably the greatest 1-2 punch of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And they were not together as long as
people would have thought.
Right. Larry Bird and McHale, whoever you want to put with him.
Larry Bird, anyone in general on that team.
You know what? Kareem and Magic was the greatest 1-2 punch of all time.
Right.
Over this. This wasn't around as long as that was. How many titles did Kareem and Magic win together?
I think 5.
All 5 they were together?
I think so.
All 5 of the Magic championships?
I know Kareem at least got 5.
Well, Kareem won 1 in Milwaukee, and then must have retired before the Lakers won the 5th one.
Maybe it was just 4? 3?
5? I don't know. No, because he won 1 in Milwaukee,
and
then they went to the Lakers, and then it was Magic and Kareem, and Magic and Kareem were together. I don't know how long they were together for. I can't remember. They were spectacular, though.
Yeah,
they were really good.
They really were.
Both players had the sky hook. I mean, they were awesome, and that's how that goes. And Shaq being a part of that with Kobe was probably second to that.
Yeah.
Scotty and Jordan.
You could put them.
That was pretty awesome. LeBron and Dwayne Wade eventually is going to be ahead of all of them.
Karl
I think.
Malone and John Stockton.
No titles.
Yeah, but you could put them up there.
But it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was fun to see. That on pick and roll was pretty cool. Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire, not even in the same realm. Just something that was cool to see.
Yeah.
Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire on pick and roll was fun to watch. They scored like 140 points a game with when D'Antoni was their head coach, so it was cool.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Historic-wise, it's not going to go down
not relevant.
anywhere. No.
Historically, it's not
All
relevant.
right, let's go back to the focus on Shaq.
Shaq was part of that, and that was cool. And then he won the title in Miami, and then he went to Phoenix, and then became irrelevant.
Yeah.
But people don't remember he was good in Phoenix still.
Yeah.
I mean, not all the time, but he did go to the All-Star game. He was an All-Star when he was with Phoenix,
and he was pretty old.
Yeah, he was really old, and he's been really old for a while now. But he was spectacular.
Yeah.
And very good. I don't know, very good, but he was really good in Phoenix for about a 4-month stretch. I mean, it's something.
And one of the things I like about him too is that Michael Jordan came up to him one time. I think they just beat the Magic or something, and he talked about how Michael just goes, "You have to fail before you can succeed," and he was going, "What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?" And then he's like, after winning 4 championships, I think I realized that.
Yeah.
So he didn't really get it right away that you need to fail to be able to succeed in this league, and you have to be able to. You need to be able to have a team like LeBron with Cleveland. You have to be able to fail in the finals, and then you get to go play with Miami.
I even think Miami needs to fail for them to get it too.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like this is going to be another year because Dallas could very well win the whole damn thing because they have failed many times. Dallas has, and you see that all the time. Like Oklahoma City just went through that a little bit, where I thought Oklahoma City was going to do it right now, and they just can't do it. You have to fail before you can. You have to learn to crawl.
MJ had to do it, and if MJ had to do it, then you're going to do it.
I mean, MJ.
The bad boy Pistons is all you have to say.
Yeah, and Larry Bird kicked his ass a few times as well. So everybody's done it, and just Shaq, but almost he was more fun off the court than he was on.
Yeah, really. His personality was just great. He was a total goofball, I'm not saying he never worked hard because he did, but he was just a total, goofy guy. He would always laugh. He always make a joke about something. Just in an interview, Jackie McMullen on Sports Writer was just like, I thought you said you never cried and I saw you after winning your first championship. You cried. He's like, oh no, my homie poked me in the eye, and it's just that kind of personality. We're just trying to joke around and have some fun. And then that whole thing with his press conference of his retirement in his house.
And Stephen A. Smith, the best. He did that to like every reporter, but Stephen A. Smith was doing a live cut on the Sports Center, and Shaq comes up behind him and starts rubbing Stephen A. Smith's nipple. Oh my god, that was so funny. And he's just like rubbing all over him. Oh god, it was hilarious.
And then he kissed him on the cheek after a while. He was just having a lot of fun. He got hit in the head with a turkey pan,
Yeah, that was funny too.
And then in his press conference, it was funny. He's like, I'm really gonna miss the free throws.
Yeah, he should have made more free throws. Like,
It's okay.
Actually, I don't think free throws matter
for a big man, especially too.
No, like it doesn't matter. Like unless you're the best player on the team. Like hack a Shaq was a trendy thing to do for a while. You remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would foul his ass on purpose. All right, we'll send you to the line, fat man. See if you can make it.
And then he's all like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna throw it up there. But anyway, looking back on his legacy, what do you remember the Shaq being of? Lakers?
I'll always remember him as a Laker. I just watching him and Kobe when the first NBA Finals I really paid attention to was their second title. That was the first time I was really conscious of what was going on in the NBA, and I remember watching those games and they were so good together. I mean, Shaq and Kobe together was unbelievable.
I always remember them like that too.
And I remember more so what I remember is when they had the parade and they go to LA Coliseum and Shaq does that stupid rap.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Can you dig it?
Yeah. He was great in LA and in Miami as well. That was much more Dwayne Wade's team than.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Than it was Shaq, and Dwayne Wade was the Finals MVP and everything. But always as a Laker because I honestly I didn't even know he played for the Magic.
You didn't know that
until I had to look it up. Now I knew now. I've known for the last few years, but I didn't know it like while he was playing for the Lakers.
It's weird. I feel like a total like nut now because I've known that since I was like 8 years old.
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm an NBA geek, so
I thought he started as a Laker until I was like 13 or so. When
I was about 10 years old, I'm like, I thought he just played with the Lakers, and then I watched this video. I'm like, oh, okay, he played with the Magic.
And then I paid more attention, and obviously I found all that stuff out. It's not like I found out yesterday that he played for the Magic.
Well, I mean, when you have a guy watching basketball since he's 3 years old, you're gonna find some stuff that I know about that
you have problems.
I do have problems. Yeah, you have NFL problems though. You know a ton more than I do.
Yeah, I do.
So it's kind of a trade-off.
I was watching Barney when I was 3.
I mean,
and you were watching Michael Jordan.
No, I was actually watching Barney though too.
I love you. Oh, sorry. I was a big Barney fan.
I liked all those little kids.
Do you know the guy who was in that Barney suit? He went to prison
me the story.
He went to prison for child porn.
Yeah.
Just saying. And when you go back and you think about that song,
I love you, you love me. We're a happy family.
I'm creeped out by that. Even when I was 3, I was like, "This isn't okay. I don't like this." And Barney was creepy.
Yep.
You go back and you think about it. Barney was creepy.
Yo, and he had like the little costume he had too, like the smile he could make. It was like, "Hey."
Barney the pedophile purple dinosaur. Shaq was not a pedophile. I've never been creeped out by Shaq. I remember my dad watches the Speed channel, which is about all cars and stuff.
Yeah.
And Shaq had a Maserati custom made for him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's $1 million car now. That's how much he spent for it. They made it extra long, extra wide. The front seat that he sits in to drive is from here to here on our chairs.
Oh my god.
I mean, unbelievably massive. There is enough leg room to fit 4 of us in there. But Shaq obviously is like 7'1", 380 pounds. One of the most massive human beings to ever do anything. And so having that car custom made for him, and it's all painted really cool and stuff. I mean, Shaq, he is huge.
Yeah.
Just a massive guy. And I've heard, who did I hear? I heard Kareem talking about Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain weighed 300 pounds.
Wow. I did not know that.
I mean, when you watch the old video, he looks so skinny to me.
He does look very
skinny. Obviously he's 7 feet tall, but I would guess he's
250 maybe at most.
220, 250, you know. But he weighed 300 pounds. I mean, that's fat. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, you think about, I couldn't imagine that. And so he was big too.
Yeah.
He was the Shaq of his era. We don't think about it like that. But he was the Shaq of his era and much more statistically dominant as well.
Yeah, you know that 100-point game, yeah.
Yeah. He scored 100 points in a game. Most NBA
Back when
teams,
there was no 3-point line.
Back when there was no 3-point line. It's a lot of free throws.
You know, I was considering to move him up on the list, but I'm like, you know what? Kareem's all-time leading scorer. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Did Wilt not play that long?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure if you average 50 points a game in a season, you would end up being the all-time leading scorer for your career.
Yeah.
I mean, Wilt Chamberlain has like every record ever in points, and he's not the all-time leading scorer. That's shocking to me.
It was really shocking.
So I guess he only played like 10 years or something.
I guess so.
Whatever.
All right. Now, what do you want to transition to next now?
We gotta do. We'll do Tressel.
The big Jim Tressel story.
I have torn apart the Jim Tressel article for you. I hope you're all excited about it. What I think, a little bit of what Corey thinks.
Barely any.
And then we'll wrap up with a little NFL labor stuff because we just happen to be a very big part of the NFL labor situation now.
We're gonna find that out
for a reason that is almost by accident.
And that's what's coming up next here on BWC Internet Radio.